I asked God for a son, then I gave that son back. Hi, I'm Hannah. You heard how I poured out my soul before God at Shiloh, and how I made a dangerous prayer. Lord, if you give me a son, I will give him back to you. And the Lord remembered me. In time, I conceived, and I bore a son. I named him Samuel, because I asked for him from the Lord. Do you know what it means to hold in your arms what you once only held in prayer? For years, my womb was empty. Now, I held a promise. The woman they called barren was now a mother. And Penina, her mockery went silent. But my story was never just about having a child. It was about keeping a vow. When the time came for the yearly journey to Shiloh, I told my husband, I will not go until the boy is weaned. And in those days, children were often weaned later than today, sometimes around 3 years old. So I kept Samuel close, fed him, held him, sang over him, knowing every day I was preparing to release him. Imagine praying years for a child, only to place him on the altar. When Samuel was weaned, I took him to Shiloh, to the house of the Lord, with offerings, with sacrifice, with a promise to keep. And I stood before Eli, the same priest who once thought I was drunk, and I said, My Lord, I am the woman who stood here beside you praying. For this child I prayed, and the Lord has granted me my petition. Therefore I lend him to the Lord. For as long as he lives, he belongs to the Lord. I did not give God leftovers. I gave him my answered prayer. I gave back my miracle. And there, my little boy stayed, serving in the house of God. Can you imagine walking away from the son you waited years for? I did. But surrender never leaves you empty. Every year, I made him a little robe and brought it to him, a mother's love stitched into linen. And God did not stop with Samuel. The Lord opened my womb again. He gave me more sons, more daughters, because no one outgives God. And Samuel, the boy I surrendered, became a prophet, a judge, a voice for a nation. He would anoint kings. My private pain became part of Israel's history. And I sang, My heart rejoices in the Lord, because barren women do not stay barren when God writes the story. I was mocked. I was misunderstood. I was called empty. But God made me fruitful, not only in children, but in purpose. If you missed part 1, watch now by clicking the link below. What Bible story should I tell next?